last little hypothetical story of the day. Okay, so someone grew up in every bad neighborhood in a city, like from trailer park to hood rat to everything. This one area he lived in, though, was in the most gang organized part of town. But the block he was on never had one broken window, never had one place broken into. That block was completely safe. Now, was it because the cops only paid attention to that place? No. There was an arrest every other week. But nothing happened on that block. Was it because people on that block didn't do any crimes? No. Was it because the corner house was a clubhouse and nobody in the right mind would bring any heat to that block because a certain club of motorcycle enthusiasts didn't want them to? Every civilian and every beggar knew, and in this neighborhood there was, when he was growing up, a lot of different people fighting for control. But this one block, even though they didn't own the neighborhood because they didn't want to, this one block never got touched. You could park a Lamborghini on the corner with the keys in the ignition. Nobody would touch it. Hell, one of the hottest chicks this guy's ever seen constantly walked around booty shorts, tank top, and this boy might have been like 15 to 17 when he lived here, so it was good. But she not once didn't feel safe. Every guy in the block looked at her, yeah, but nobody would do shit. A couple guys tried to talk shit to her, but the second she said no, they backed off. Just because she lived next door. Now, to the point of the story. Everybody says organized crime is bad. Yeah, it's bad. But they're not going to legalize prostitution. So that's always going to be in criminal hands. They're not going to ever legalize drugs, which, if you legalize drugs and prostitution, the same thing would happen when they legalize weed. The government would get a shitload of money, it would be controlled, and you'd take a chunk out of the cartels and everybody else's business. But they're not going to, because governments are stupid. So, what's the moral of the story? The only way to keep people safe from gangs is for there to be an organized one that's more powerful, smarter, and more about the business than about getting a reputation up. You can see this with the triads. You go to a certain part of town that they own. There's not one business that is robbed. There's not one random banger that ends up knocking over an old lady. Nobody's stupid. You go to most places that the Italian mob owned, either now or back in the day. There was crime, but there was nothing unsanctioned. So until they legalize everything and get every random street level banger to stop doing crimes and to stop breaking into people's houses, the only people with real control is the people that break the bigger laws and make the real money. Because they know what's bad for business is the cops. So, Who's gonna protect that sweet old lady? Is it gonna be the cops that after you call 911 get there half an hour later, and then can't do shit because there's no witnesses? No. It's gonna be the random 250, 200 pounds, 6 foot dude on a Harley that walks up, hands the purse back, and tells the kid to disappear. Or when some random stoner is robbing 7-Eleven, not afraid of the security guard. The dude that looks at him cross-eyed, he walked back, put the chips back. I apologized to the guy, and I never did that again. Cops don't put the fear of God into people. So, what I'm saying is, the war on crime will never go away unless they legalize and control every thing that people do for fun, or until they they did with big gangs in Russia and certain parts of the world. They have balance. But like I always say, I'm just a nobody. This is just an opinion. An opinion I've seen in little doses. Like I said, that block was never touched. And certain places that if you go traveling, and you go traveling with people from there, works in certain places. So, either shut them down and legalize every vice people have, or admit what goes on in the world and let it work. And then shoot all the pedophiles on the planet.